Greetings and welcome to Meet Me at the Painting Table. Today we are going to do some painting. It's been a while since I've been on being able to paint. I'm super excited to start painting in with everybody. Thank you all for coming. If there are people here, I hope there are. We shall see. I do see Will is here. It's good to see you, Will. Thanks for joining. Oh, it's going to be awesome. So we are going to paint some Bloodborne, I think is what our plan is. William is wondering, how is that one? That one is fantastic, Will, by the way. I really enjoy Bloodborne. It's one of my, I shouldn't say one of my favorite games, but it's an absolutely fantastic game. One I have no problem getting to the table and playing with people. I super enjoy this game. It's really, really fun. We played through the first mission of one of the scenarios. It was called Upper Cathedral Ward. Was the one we played on a live play about 2 weeks ago, and I want to get back to it. I didn't get a chance to get to it last week. I had a lot of things going on, but we're going to get to it this week. I'm going to be putting out a post for it, so we're going to be playing that probably this Monday. And to do that, we've got to get some new guys painted up that are going to potentially be in our scenario. So we've got to get those painted up. We are going to be painting these guys up as what they are. Let's talk more slough and drop. That's what we need. Yes, more painting. All right, more painting. Here's what we're painting today. We are going to be painting this guy. He is our Brainsucker. That is what we're painting. This is what we're going to try to do. So to figure out how we're going to do this all, I also have a picture of him on the computer as well. So if we take a look really quick over here, it's going to look something like this. Notice how it's like got this, it looks very wet. So I'm kind of wondering how I'm going to do this wet concept. I have some gloss that I might use to make it look wet, and then it's got like kind of a greenish brown robe, and it's got these tentacles with some red on them. So we're going to paint these up. It'll be pretty cool, I think. I think it'll look pretty awesome once all is said and done. So let's get down to actually painting these guys up. I really want Eldritch Horror 2nd Edition. Oh, that would be good. I haven't played that one. I have to get to it. So I missed your intro. Guess Bloodborne has been rewarding experience so far. Yes, it has. Bloodborne is fun. I really love it. Maybe a little metallic to get the wet look if it's light enough. Oh, that's not a bad idea. I could maybe throw in some of my medium that I have that I could use for that. Eldritch Horror is so good. I know. I need to get to it. A lot of people say, why haven't you played Eldritch Horror? I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer why I don't have it. Why I haven't played it. Probably because I don't own it. That's probably the answer you're going to get from me. So let's figure out what we're going to do here. We're going to make these blue. So I did get some new paints. We're going to try out some new paints today too, which is going to be pretty cool. So let's go down to the painting camera here. I did pick up some of the speed paints. I picked up hardened leather. I think if I remember right, Bill told me this one is really cool. We're going to compare that to our snakebite leather that I have as well. So we're going to paint one with there's a couple with snakebite and a couple with the hardened leather and see which one we like better. That's our test colors. Then I also picked up a flesh color because I'm never really proud of the flesh colors that I get. And I do have a blue color I picked up as well. So we might try some blue, though I don't really know if there's much blue going on with this guy. Maybe some other things. So dying to try out those speed paints. Yes, I am dying to try these out as well. I've tried out the flesh color a little bit, but I haven't tried out the hardened leather, so we're going to give those a shot. So here's our miniature right here. We're going to try to start painting this guy up. We got to make him look glossy. I think we're going to start with the glossy part, because then I can let that dry, and as that dries, then we can maybe put some gloss over the top of it. I think to just kind of get the white going, the gray itself isn't too bad, especially if I'm going to put a gloss on top of it, but let's use Apothecary White. We do have it, let's use it. So here's Apothecary White. I do have to shake this one up, of course, which is which is something else. That's what you have to do with all these sometimes, which is kind of nice about the speed paints. This is really cool. Okay, so in case you can't hear, checks out. You hear that? It's got a little mixing ball inside it. That's absolutely amazing. Oh, what army painter won't think of next? It's got a mixing ball inside its paint, so it mixes the paint up super, super cool. I'm really excited at how they did that. That actually is a really smart plan. It definitely makes it a lot easier. It almost feels like you're using like a spray can or something. You can shake it up and hear that thing rattling around in there, which is pretty neat. So, all right, got some Apothecary White. Let's get back down and get to some painting. I'm going to paint up all these guys with this Apothecary White. We're going to speed paint through all this stuff. I'm just going to grab some of the white, put it on here, and just go to town. Now, it's probably not going to make too much of a difference here on these guys because they're already kind of this gray, so the white really isn't going to do too much. And I might even dry brush the white on top after we get some of this done here. So let's keep on going with this white and see how it goes. All right. Alright, I'm just kind of slopping it onto this guy, all over this guy. Here we go. I'm not too worried if I hit some other parts, because Apothecary White can be easily painted over from some other ones if I needed to. So there we go. It's kind of easy like that. Fun fact, it's a knuckle bone of an orphan that is in the Army Painter of the World. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, William. Do you have any personal top 10 lists planned for the future? Lists, oh wow. You like a lot of the games I like, but I don't have a great idea of how you'd rank them, especially with recent games added to the mix. That is a great question. Oh my gosh, I should totally do that. I should get another top 10. I usually do one at the end of the year. I didn't do one last year. It's been a little while since I've done one, for sure. So I will have to get to that. That's not a bad idea. I'll probably do that. I'll see, this is what I love about these painting videos and being able to play live and do some live stuff. I get to talk to and connect with each other. So that's not a bad idea. I might get to go and get to some of those pretty soon. I'll try to think of one. What kind of top 10 do you think I should do? Top 10 games I love or top 10 dungeon crawlers? Well, I probably would be the same one I've already put out if I did top 10 dungeon crawlers. I did a top 5 aliens game. I did like a top 5... maybe top 10 with games I've just put in. I had like my forever games, but that was really just like a list of all the games that I've always loved to play. Or maybe more modern. Maybe I should do something more modern. That might be a better plan. We're going to paint this white on here just like this. Top 10 minis to paint, William says. That's pretty funny. That's actually not a bad one either. I'll tell you, that Cthulhu Death May Die one was absolutely fantastic to paint. I really enjoyed painting that one. I think it's such a great thought experiment. Making those lists is fun and painful at the same time. It's I wouldn't say it's painful, but it's like you get to the point where you're like, okay, wait, what about this game? Oh wait, what about this one? Oh, I should really put this one in there. You know what I mean? So, and then you have to try to rank them. So sometimes I like just doing like, okay, these are 5 games I really like and I'm really enjoying playing right now. That might be something I might do. What do we do for the base for these? I think if I remember right, we just put some of these what do you call it, the textured paints on here, so I might just do that. So we're going to paint these guys, and I'm just painting the white on all these guys, so it's not even really showing up. I might even stop with the white here after I do this. We'll see how it goes. One Stop Co-op Shop stream just joined. What's on that mini's head? That's a fantastic question. I will show you in just a second. Honestly, I don't know. It is Bloodborne. What is on anything from Bloodborne? It's probably something horrifically evil and disgusting that's ready to kill me. Most likely. That's usually what is, when it comes to Bloodborne, what's going on. But we are going to... I'll show you here just a picture of it. I got one. I got one for you. I got a good picture of it. So here is what we're playing. They are called Brainsuckers. Here's a picture of them. They look like this. As you can see, they... they look like something out of... Almost look like a D&D mixed with like demonology here. Which is pretty awesome. Oh, I tell you. All right, let's get back to what we're painting here. Can you believe these things? Oh my gosh. All right, it's going to be awesome. Let's see. All right, so where are we? Lots of chat. Yes, you don't want to know, that's for sure. Yes, truth. It is something that's going to suck your brain out, that's for sure. I've been painting binge painting Arena the contest for some folklore and some folklore myths. Folklore myths are so much fun to paint. I really enjoy doing those. Those are a blast. I really like doing those kind of paints. Those are fantastic paints to paint, miniatures to paint. I really enjoy doing those. And over Rolling Solo asked if you could only keep one game from your collection, what would it be? It was so difficult to answer. I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to answer that. I've got too many games I really like. Brian, awesome to see you. Thank you for joining. This is awesome. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these, so it's really cool to see everybody jump in. It's really neat. Oh, lovely characters. Yes, these are. It's a little Scrooge Sleepy Time hat. That's what it is. That's exactly what we're painting. So for those of you that just jumping in, we are painting up some Brainsuckers. Bah humbug, it says. Brainsuckers. We are painting these guys up right here. I have never experienced them in the game because I've never played these games before in the computer, or I've never played against these in the actual board game either. But we're painting it with some Apothecary White, which to me really isn't doing too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop painting the Apothecary White. I've got a better plan. This Apothecary White is for the birds. It's not doing what I was hoping it would. It's really hard to really do Apothecary White on top of just like, unless you're doing like some kind of folds and things, the Apothecary White really doesn't hold up to a lot of stuff. That's the deal. I have been holding off on painting those till the new stuff shows up. Oh, that's a good idea. Good idea. That's a delightful name. Yes, it is. Delightful name. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to grab, I think... I'm going to grab some white. We're just going to see what we can do with this. We're going to use some white, and I think what we're going to do is we're just going to dry brush this on and see what happens here. We'll see how that goes. That'll be pretty good. In the same boat, my Conan minis are waiting on a new expansion to show up any day now. Oh, Conan. Oh, I haven't played that one either. I heard, you know, I haven't heard much about it. That's an older game, if I remember right. I haven't played that one though. Who's that by? Is that by Mantic or Mythic or something, if I remember right? I'm still trying to paint my way through Cursed City. Amazing minis. I'll have to check that out. I don't know that one. I'll have to check that out. All right, let's see if we can get back here. We're going to go back and try to see what we can do. I got to find a dry brush here, a decent one. Let's use this one. I got this one right here. We'll use that one. So we're just going to take some paint down here, and we're going to grab a little thing here, like that. And somebody taught me a little trick. Use my finger. I forgot who told me the trick, but it was one of you on the stream here. And just try to dry brush this onto here a little bit and see how that goes. Maybe that'll get a little whiter feel here. Because afterwards we're going to try... Oh, it's actually kind of cool because I think there's still some brown on this brush too. So that'll be kind of neat. I'll get some kind of brownish yuck in here. Because, you know, Bloodborne, right? You got to be a little yuck, right? That's the deal. So here we go. Get some white in there and a little bit of yuck. I think it's working out okay. Brown and yuck into the brush, into the miniature. I don't know how we're going to paint it. I might just paint it all white now. They get done with it. So that's the beauteous thing about painting. You can always just experiment things and see what happens. Looks way better already. Thank you. Yes, this does look a lot better. I think we're going to be a lot better this way. I'm going to paint some red on this thing there. All right, get some more white on here. There we go. A little bit too much white, but that's okay. See if we can get some on the back and on top of his head here. There we go. Oh, so good. Okay. Now let's go to his hands. See how those are going to look. Grab a little bit, put on his hand here. There we go. Just put on there. Perfect. A little bit creepy. A little bit of that brown in there. I think it looks really good. And again, I'm not too worried if I go over into some other things because white's easily painted on top of. Oh, totally good. This is gonna be awesome. It's fantastic. I really didn't think this was good. Looking better already. Thank you. Just joined the party. Which mini are these for which game? Good question. We are painting. We are painting here. We are painting these guys. We are doing Bloodsuckers for Bloodborne. Or Brainsuckers, sorry. Brainsuckers. That's what we're playing. We did a live play of Bloodborne a couple weeks ago. And we actually made it through the first adventure, or the first campaign mission. So we're going to be moving on to mission 2. And in going to mission 2, I know these are going to be in the mission. So I want to make sure we get these painted up for the next mission that I'm hoping to do on Monday. That's our plan. So we're going to... I'm dry brushing some white onto this right now. I don't want it to be fully white, but then later we're going to go over it with... That's a little too much white. That's okay. Later we're going to go over it with some gloss. I'm just going to put some gloss on it because it's supposed to look wet from the pictures I've seen. I've just looked at the pictures. I don't know anything about the game. All right, that one's done. Go to the next one. I'm trying to do my goal is to do them slightly faster. We'll see how this goes. Got to run for a bit. I'll be back on later. Still going. It'll probably still be going. So I'm still be working on these one Brainsuckers. Thank you for joining us, William over at Hungry Gamer. For those of you who don't know William, please go check out his channel. He has a channel called Hungry Gamer, as you can tell by his name there. He does fantastic playthroughs and a lot of great reviews on all different types of games. So he's probably done a review of a game you will like, because he does so many different reviews. So go check him out. Check out his channel. It's really awesome. He and I also did a playthrough together of, what was it? What did we do? We did, oh my gosh, can't remember. Dungeon Alliance. We did Dungeon Alliance together. It was super fun. He did one round of it, and then we kind of passed it back and forth. So for those who don't know, there's technically it's kind of like a 4-mission campaign game. So you can so I would play the first mission, and then he played the second mission. And he did the intros for all of them, too. It was fantastic. Probably some of the best intros I've ever had on my channel. Because he did them. They were so good. Because he's also an actor. He does theater. So he's able to do all these great voices for all the different characters. It's really cool. So, yeah, go check out his channel. Got lots of fun. He usually puts an intro like that in front of all his videos, too, which is pretty neat. I like it. But he's also found me some awesome games. Actually, I have a game coming up on Friday that's going to be hitting the channel called Omicron Protocol. That's one that's coming to the channel hopefully on Friday. It's going to drop. I finished recording it yesterday, which is why I had some chance to paint a little bit, because I actually got it done. So that one's ready to go pretty soon. I just got to edit it up and be good to go. Omicron Protocol skirmish-based game. That's pretty fun. So I'm dry brushing this white onto this guy here. Get it on his hand there. A little bit more. There we go. Let's get this on. Once you get all the white onto this guy, then we can move on to our test. We're testing tonight. For those of you that don't know, we're doing a test tonight. We are going to put the paints to the test and see what we think is better. I have in one corner the speed paint hardened leather. I picked this up at my friendly local gaming store down the street. And then we also have the almighty snakebite leather, the paint that you cannot live without. We'll see if hard leather can actually live up to trying to take out the snakebite leather. We'll see how it goes. But in order to do that, I got to get this stuff done first. We got to get him the skin done first. And by skin, I mean all this white on this guy. Because he looks kind of white in all the pictures. For those that need a picture, I'll show it shortly to show you what exactly this thing looks like that we're painting up. Because I have a picture of it on my card, but the card that you come in the game doesn't give. I mean, it doesn't. It only goes from the waist up, and it doesn't really give you a good sense of what it is what I'm trying to paint. So I always try to go online and find a pretty good picture, like from the video game, that'll show me what it is. Because again, I'm not too sure what we're painting here, and still to this day, I'm not really sure. But in case people are coming in a little bit later here is a picture of what we're painting. It looks like this. So this is the deal. This is what we're going for. I need to try to make this I want this to be kind of the white, and then I'm going to put some gloss on it, and then we're going to paint these hard leather, or the snakebite leather, just to see what they look like. That's going to be our plan here. So that's what we got going on. But we'll see what it all transpires when everything's all said and done. I hope everybody has had a wonderful weekend last weekend and get set for some fun gaming this week. Coming up this weekend, I've got a game tomorrow I'm playing. Going to my friend Colin's house. You may have heard of him. He's right down the street from me a little bit in Hugo, which is about 15 minutes from my house. So we are on a, Pandemic Legacy kick. We got a group of 4 of us playing it. And so we're in number 2. We made it through the first one. Really liked it. I'm liking the second one so far too. It's been a lot of fun. I'm a big fan of it so far. That's what I got going on tomorrow. Pandemic Legacy. Good game. And if I remember right, I think Kanji over at Kanji Studio, I always pronounce his name totally wrong, and I apologize if I do. He is doing it right now, I think, on his channel. I don't know if he's doing it exactly right now, but I know it's like one of the games he's running on his channel right now. So if you're looking for a live play of it, I know he's been doing something. You can check out his channel. He's got a lot of good stuff. Seems like as I'm painting, I always tell about other people's channels, but there's a lot of people out there doing some really great things. Like right now, we're just painting up this dude a little bit. It might be a little bit too much white, but that's okay. And again, I'm not too worried if I hit the belts and stuff because we're going to paint over that snakebite leather and hardened leather, so we're going to see how that looks. So it's going to go right over the top of that anyway. So even if I'm painting a little bit in there, it's not the end of the world. Get his face. Kind of looks like Santa Claus a little bit. Well, no, I guess he doesn't look at all like Santa Claus. He doesn't look like Santa Claus. He looks like Death Claus. I don't want to deal with that guy. But I'm in to see what these guys... Oh, that's a lot of white. It's okay. I'm in to see what these guys do to us in the game. So I'm excited to get this back to the table on Monday is my plan here. We'll see how that goes. But I'm just dry brushing all around this guy. There's a lot of white over there, but that's okay. A lot of white on there. It's okay. It's supposed to look kind of organic anyway, so it's kind of looks a little organic. Does that look okay? Oh, maybe a little more on his legs. A little more on his legs. All right. What do you think so far? Look okay? We got. It's kind of hard to see the white too much, but I think it'll be okay. And if you're interested in listening to some more chit-chat, not necessarily while I'm painting, myself and Steve and Kanji on the One Stop Co-op Stop stream channel, if you don't know what that is, go check it out. Every Saturday, we get together in the morning. We chit-chat about different things co-op-y. If I remember right, this week, we're talking about what Steve told me today, but I don't remember what that was. You think I'd remember? I'll figure it out after I get my 3 cups of coffee before the show on Saturday. We usually do it Saturday morning. I think at like, what time we do it? 8 o'clock Central. 8 o'clock Central. 9 o'clock their time. So they get an extra hour of sleep than I do when we do that. There we go. I think this guy's done. All right, I think we got 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4. Oh, there we go. There we go. Steve's got it. That is One Stop Co-op Shop streamed personnel there. That is Steve. What are we talking about? What to do with increasing prices of board games. Ah, that is what we're chatting about. Thank you, Steve. Totally forgot what we were chatting about. See, poor Steve. He's got to keep me in line. I go on tangents so often, it's unbelievable. That's the deal. Oh, this is perfect. This white looks so good on there. Now we're going to get this on white on here. Then after that, we're going to be able to hopefully do some cool things with this. I'm excited to try out my gloss. I've got some gloss over here. That's a little too white. Dab that off. There we go. That's better. And the football draft just ended last week. I watched that. I'm a big football fan. Go Vikings. So I watched the draft. I think we did okay. I'm okay with what we did. For those of you that watch any of it and are interested in Viking fans, we traded our pick to one of the rivals we have, which is kind of funny, but hopefully it'll turn out okay. Who knows? It's the draft. So okay, we're almost done with this guy too. Paint, paint, paint. Go on. So what I've got lined up, I'm going to do a live play of this game coming Monday. And then I've got Omicron Protocol coming on Friday. I was going to try to do a painting video of Omicron Protocol, but I just didn't get a chance. I had to feverishly get the stuff painted in order to get the playthrough going. So I didn't get a chance to really do a live painting of it. I really wanted to, and I think we're going to come back to it because there's a lot of miniatures in that game to paint if I really want to. And I'd like to do some. I think they're doing like a mini Kickstarter coming up, so I want to do a painting thing while they're doing that Kickstarter. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Maybe I'll get one of the designers on with us, and people have questions about the game, and they can ask him, because my playthrough will be up, and I'm actually going to put the playthrough on the One Stop Co-op Shop too, so I can get a lot of views for people to see if that's really a game that might be interesting to them. Because I really like to support I know one of the creators used to be from Minnesota, if I remember right, and he moved out to, I think, California. But they're a small little indie publishing company, and they make a fun game. All right. There we go. We got the white on. White on. All done with that. Let's wash off our brush. Dry it off. Now, this is a dry brush, so I really like to just really get that dry. I mean, to the point where, like, it doesn't matter if you smash it to pieces. It's a dry brush. You're not trying to get a point on these things. So I just want to make sure all the water's off that in case I want to go back to it. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to get that. Now we're going to try it. Okay, we got 2 different speed paints. We got 2 different ways of painting these fast. It's a speed paint, right? That's what they call it. I call speed paint. So we're speed painting these and see what happens. All right. I'm going to bring in my little painting thing here so we can see the different types of paint that we have, and we can decide which one we like better. That's going to be the plan here. Now, the coat that I saw on the computer is a little more green. It probably should be I should be using something like this military green is what I should be using, but we're gonna do it with the 2 colors, so I really want to see the difference between them. I think it'd be really, really cool. So let's go back down and take a look. We're gonna take this one right here. This is the hardened leather speed paint. Now here's the cool thing about them. For those that just joined, listen to that, huh? You can shake it up, and it's got this cool thing inside it that actually is shaking up the paint. So it actually gets the paint perfectly shaken up for you, so you're all set to paint with it. That is pretty sweet. So you shake it up a little bit, and now it's all ready to go. I mean, that's so good. I love the fact that it kind of feels like you're rattling something. Is it really doing something? I have no idea. For all I know, it's like in a small little compartment and just kind of moves back and forth in real small places and doesn't do anything. I have no idea, but it sounds cool. It sounds like it's doing something. So I'll take it. I'll take it. That's doing something. All right. We're going to go, whoop, that's the wrong one. Let's go to this one right there. There we go. So we're going to go back down here. I'm going to put a couple drops in here. We're going to see what this looks like. So we are, make sure, well, we'll use a fresh one over here. One we haven't used before. There we go. Even though it doesn't matter because so it's just like the contrast paints where a little might go a long way. So I'm going to just put 3 drops in there and see what we get. We're going to take our brush. We're going to go ahead, just slop it on there just like you do with contrast paints from what I understand. We're just going to paint it on there and see what we think here. Okay. A little bit too much. One thing I'm not a fan of with contrast is they tell you to goop it on. I don't like to goop it on. I like to get a good layer on, but I'm not going to do the belt. We're going to use a different color for the belt. Maybe I'll use the green for the belt instead. But oh my gosh, that looks amazing. Look at that color. Oofda. That looks really, really good. Really good. Any tips on how to roll a 7 on a 6-sider? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Maybe heat it up in the oven? Maybe heat it up in the oven. Holland, that's what I would say. Heat it up in the oven. Maybe you can get a 7 pip on your die. That's the best I could give you. We're going to come around the side here. Trying not to hit him. Well, I think we're going to, but that's okay. Get a little bit in there. There you go. Just kind of bat it in there. It's kind of hard to tell where this like tentacles start and these things. I'm going to do a little bit of red in there too, so on these tentacles here. So we'll see how this goes here. I think that'll be okay. Oop, let's see if I can get it right in there. There we go. Well, it looks okay. Okay, there you go. That's way. The other way is to get a 7 is just have Colin from one stop roll. Very true. For those of you that don't know, Colin is fantastic at rolling dice. And it's interesting because we do some playthrough, like when we play games together, or we're playing co-op games, it's like we still make the other person roll against the other person. We don't roll for each other. It's like, okay, this guy's going to come and attack you. I roll against him, he rolls against me. When I go to roll and hit something, I'll get like a 1 or 2 fail miserably. And then I'll tell Colin, okay, so now what do I have to do to not hit you? I would recommend like 1s and 2s. Okay, 6, 6, 6. I'm like, oh, how's that? He's like, that's not good. That's not good at all. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, Colin. Your guy's super dead. So we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. It's too much fun most of the time. But yeah. So he's really good at rolling dice, and I'm really good at rolling dice against him. I've noticed that that's like one of my superpowers actually, is rolling dice against Colin. Become really good at that. So if you ever need anybody to hit somebody, just let me roll the dice. I'll hit them. So this is looking really good this round. Though it is I can tell it's very drippy. A little more drippy than the contrast. We'll see how that plays out in the end here. One thing I don't like about these kind of paints is they can pool, and sometimes pooling isn't the best because then it gets really dark in that area. But they are pretty cool. Whoever invented this technology is super, super smart, because this is like the greatest paints type system of all time. Now that hand's gonna be tricky. It's actually touching. Why wouldn't you just let this thing not touch? Come on, what are you thinking? Oh no, I got a little bit on this finger there. We'll have to figure out how to get on this thing. Okay. But I guess it's probably protecting the miniature if it's sitting on his knee there, because then you don't have the fingers just out in space that could break off. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'll give it to him this time. Yes, I'm reassuring myself as to why they did that. I've decided it was okay for them to do it that way. Here we go, around this area over here. I think we're getting close. I have to admit, one thing I had to learn about contrast paints is, or these type of paints, contrast and speed paints. I'm probably always going to call these type of paints contrast paints no matter what, because they did it first. I had to learn not, like, with normal paints, you can kind of go over the top of something that you haven't painted yet, and you're like, oh, it's not a big deal, I'll catch that later. Well, with these type of paints, you can't, once you paint over the top of something, it's really hard to paint over it with another color, unless it's a darker color. And even then, it's sometimes a little tough, because you'll still see the other color on top of it a little bit. And I painted my hand brown, but I guess that's to be expected. Right over here. I think I grabbed the back of his cloak here. I'll put a little more in there. There you go. See, like you can tell right here, I hit this belt a little bit, and it's gonna definitely, I'm gonna know that. It's gonna be probably not noticeable to most people, but I'll notice it, and I'll be like, oh, you belt, why did you get hit by that paint? They also said with this type of paint, they have a white you're supposed to use, I guess, as the priming color, but I've always used the same priming color for everything, even with contrast, normal paints, every paint. Every paint I own the same, I use the same type of, what do you call it, primer. I always use the same primer. Any other primer I'd ever use. So yes, I've got this game coming, I've got Omicron Protocol coming. Another game I got coming, which I'm pretty excited for, is Colin again over at the One Stop Co-op Shop just did a playthrough of Contra. You know, sometimes it's kind of sad because he does such a great job at these games. Like, for example, he did Contra. I'm like, oh my gosh, Contra, that's awesome. I remember Contra from my youth. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA start, right? Konami's secret code. I'm like, I tell you, I could be like, I could lose my entire mind and not know anything for the rest of my life, and I will always remember the Konami code in order to get my lives in Contra or Life Force or any other game you ever play. Gradius, you can get like a super souped up ship right off the bat. All those games I remember playing when I was young. So he gave me gave me his copy of Contra. So I'm going to be doing a playthrough of Contra coming up pretty soon because I'm super excited for that because I get to play the two characters from the original Contra game and I get to play on the waterfall levels. One of the levels I get to play on where you had to jump up the waterfall and meanwhile these little scuba guys are shooting at you and everything. I'm super excited to play that. It's going to bring back my youth to me and it's going to be awesome. I feel sorry because Colin has never experienced that, so I told Colin I am going to make him play Contra after I get done with my playthrough. I'm going to make him play the video game so he can see Contra. I mean, it has a lot of similarities to Aliens in it. Even the bad guy at the end was a very Alien type bad guy. I think I wouldn't doubt if they actually decided that that's where they got it from. I'd have to look that up or something, but there we go. So this is the speed paint painted up here. Looks pretty cool. I think it's pretty neat. You have it in your arcade system. Oh, Steve, that's awesome. That is amazing. That is amazing. It's so difficult but fun. It's not difficult. Put in double, up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start. You get 30 guys. Come on, Steve. If that code doesn't work, that's too bad. You know, I played that game so much that I used to still put the code in, and I'd have all these guys, and then when I'd play it, I'd find out I didn't actually need the guys. I'd still win, and I was like, oh, I only died twice in the whole game. Because that's what you did. You'd play the same game over and over again because that's really all you had. And on top of that, you didn't have cheat codes. You didn't have save points. You didn't have any of these things. You just had to play it. And then when you die, you went outside and played outside for a while because you're like, well, I just died after playing for 45 minutes. I'm not going to start again and right off the bat. Now I'm going to go outside for a while. And then you come back in and then you play again. And then you go outside and you die again. And then you come back in so you kind of get like refreshed. At least that's what I used to do. I used to do that. But many of my friends. We used to do that. We also played a lot of Tecmo Bowl and stuff like that. We played Tecmo Bowl against each other, and we go outside and play some football and basketball and stuff like that. But that's because we were dorky, awesome guys. All right, that one's done. I'm going to try... I still have some of the speed paint that's still sitting in this vat, so we're just going to paint up another one with the speed paint just because I have it here and see what we can do. But then we'll go on to the next one. So yes, Contra's coming. What else is coming? Good question. I have in my repertoire coming as well. We've got Contra. We've got this game. I want to get back to Bard's Song. I really enjoyed that game that I played. I played that mission. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I want to get back to that one. I thought it was really fun. It really blended in a lot of like really cool things from a couple of the other games I played that I really like as dungeon crawlers. I really like the feel of like the Shadow of Brimstone deal. I thought that was really cool. Doing X-Men United at some point? Yes, I am. Good question. I am doing X-Men United. My son Ridley wants to join me on a playthrough of that, so we are going to play the Days of Future Past. That is the one he wants to play, the Giant Sentinels. He wants to play that one. That's the one he wants to play. So we're going to play those. I'll probably I'll probably try to make it thematic. So I'll probably play like things like I think Storm was in that comic series at that time. I think Wolverine was part of it. I want to see who else was part of Days of Future Past. I think Magneto was there. I don't know if he was their friend though. But that's okay. He was an anti-hero anyway. I can use that. That'd be good. Quest on an IBM PC. King's Quest IBM PC Junior Atari 2600. Those are the adventure with those adventure dragons that look like ducks. Yes! Oh my gosh. I remember those, Brew Geek. I so remember those. Oh my gosh. Totally remember those. You know, I had King's Quest. Oh my gosh, King's Quest. That brings back so much memories. You know, it's interesting because I remember going back to King's Quest after I got a more powerful computer, and my guy, instead of like going like across the screen like this, all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'm going to go, like, oh, and he fell in the moat and he died. The crocodiles ate him instantly. I was like, oh, I guess I can't play this game anymore. I got to dumb down the computer in order to play it. Oh my gosh. And there were so many cool things in that game, and that was still back to me. You had to type what you wanted the guy to do. It wasn't just point and click or anything. You had to tell the guy what you wanted him to do in King's Quest, and so there were so many awesome things that game did. Like I had to get like a slingshot and do cool things, or to get like this chest. I had to show a mirror to a dragon. I mean, it was, oh my gosh, and that was also at the time when you didn't have any type of hint books or anything like that. You couldn't go online and learn something. You had to learn all these games on your own, or word of mouth at school. Like your friends would be playing these. So that was what I used to do. In college, we downloaded King's Quest 3, and the whole floor worked together to beat it. That is awesome. That's the one where you had to get the spells. You had to like make these spells, and when you screwed up, and you had to type them perfectly. And if you didn't type it perfectly, it would like fail, and all of a sudden, poof! You'd be sitting there with like these big giant ears or something, and that'd be the end of the game. You have to load your save game. And that was how it went. And you had to like get all your spell ingredients and hide them under your bed before the evil wizard came back from his journey, or he'd turn you into a frog, and that was it, or like a cat, and that would be the end of you. And you have to start again. Oh my gosh, I remember that game. That game was super awesome. Too many awesome memories of awesome old games. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. The wizard was the worst. Oh my gosh, the wizard was the worst. And you didn't even have to make all the spells. You didn't it was the worst. Oh yeah, we were on our own. Yep, totally on your own. Totally on your own. Oh, one of my crowning achievements was beating, what was it? I was able to beat Indiana Jones, the Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Atari game, without any help or anything. And then like, I don't know too many other people that have actually ever beaten that game. So it was pretty cool that I'm kind of washing off this bottle. I'm getting a little dirty here. Not that I really care that it's getting dirty, but it's getting my hands dirty. And if my hands get dirty, I'm going to touch different parts of the miniature and turn it brown. That I don't want brown. I'm totally on our own. Yes, we were. But I was able to beat Indiana Jones in the the Raiders of the Lost Ark on my own on Atari. And because I did that, my mom took me to see Raiders of the Lost Ark in the theater. Well, then there were melting faces, and it was something. I was young at the time, so it was a little disheartening to see melting faces. But I survived. So many good lines in that movie. That was a fun movie. I'm getting some more. I'm almost done with this leather. Then we're going to go on to the other leather and see what we think. On our own. It's kind of like we were going down the only road we ever known. That was kind of drifters. We were born to walk alone. Something like that. Man, that was crazy. The part where you had to get them into the throne room. So easy to fail. Yes, so easy to fail. So many good parts. You know, I haven't played up to King's Quest 4. I used to play the Space Quest. Like, those were awesome games back when Sierra made those amazing games. And they weren't text adventures. They were like type adventures. And I remember whenever I didn't know what to do in Space Quest, I'd always jump. And it would say, this game is in a no jumping zone. And I'm like, oh, come on. You're not in a no jumping zone. Not a no jumping zone. I almost want to go back and try to find those. Got an emulator or something and play them. Interestingly enough, my wife had also beaten King's Quest. I didn't know this until later. When I was talking about King's Quest, she goes, oh, I beat that game. I'm like, you did not beat that game. But she did. I guess she worked really hard at it. She did. There we go. Working on this leather here still. And I'm really digging this leather too. But will it stack up against the snakebite leather? We shall see. We shall see. I had somebody ask me if I would ever think about doing a video game streaming channel. And I said I don't think I would. Just because there's a lot of them out there already. Besides, who would want to watch, like, I mean, there's too many people out there that are good at games who don't watch me play a game and lose all the time. I mean, I think I die like every 2 seconds in Elden Ring. It's just, I feel like I'm in Murder City in that game. Okay. I think this one's done as well. Let's just do a quick spin of it to make sure I didn't miss any brown anywhere. Look underneath. Oh, missed a little bit here. See? Right there. Let's look inside his shirt. Oh, missed part right here. Right there. There we go. I think we're okay. Oh, missed a little bit down here. Though on the underside, people aren't really ever going to see that. But still. I'll know it's there, and that's the important part. Okay, these two are done. That was our hardened leather from Speed Paints. This is the hardened leather stuff. Here we go, right like that. Okay, now we're going to go on to our contrast snakebite leather. An oldie but a goodie. Super loving this paint. Anybody who paints should have a pot of snakebite leather in their arsenal. If you don't, go buy it right now. Go on to Amazon, hit the buy button. Don't even put it in your cart. Just hit buy now, because this is the paint of champions right here. Snakebite leather. Will it stack up to our friend hardened leather? I'm going to guess to be very similar. Very similar. Let's see what we think. Let's see what we think. Let's throw this on. I'm going to put some on my brush. There we go. First off, the pot is always, the GW pots are way more annoying, or this, what is it, the Citadel pots are way more annoying than the dropper bottles, that's for sure. And again, we're just going to put it on there. Okay, I don't want it to go on as thick as that, so we're going to kind of spread it around here. Put it all around. There we go. Getting it on there. Got a lot on there. Start putting some up here. I'm going to grab some more from here and put it up here. Pull faster than I thought it would. Going around the arm. There we go. There we go. So I have to get inside here without hitting his hand. I did it. Okay, I'll take it. I'll buy that for $1. Okay, still some more on the back here. I bet it's pooling. Yep, look at this. Pooling right here. Don't like pooling contrast paint. So we're going to pull that off, put it up here. Pull off the rest of this pooling paint. Pooling paint. There you go. Pooling paint. That was a good word. That was a fun word to say. Okay, there we go. I think we got a little bit less pooling there. That's fantastic. I'm keyboard mouse kind of guy. I never could get the hang of controllers. Oh, all right. Well, you know, everybody's got their thing. Everybody's got their thing. I used to be keyboard mouse back in the day when I used to play, well, I don't know, like King's Quest and stuff. Like King's Quest, you had to use the AS. Like, did you even use ASDF? No, I think you actually used like the actual keypad to move the guy around, if I remember right. And the funny thing is, I had an IBM PC Junior. So what most considered only use of a PC Junior was for like a paperweight or a doorstop. That was the computer I had. So I had the paperweight doorstop of computers when I was young. So not a good computer. But the interesting thing about it was, you know how most keypads had like you have like the whole numerical keypad, and you can use that to go like diagonal that way, straight, or that way. You know, you had all the 3, 4, 3, 6, 7 to 8 cardinal directions. Well, in the PC Junior, I only had 4, and then I didn't have any other way to do any other ones. Excuse me. So when I had to walk up a sideways stair, it was the worst thing on the planet. So I had to sit there and quickly move my hands. I had to go click, 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 click. So my guy would just kind of go and run into the wall. He would just keep running into this wall over and over so I wouldn't fall off into oblivion. That was what I had to do. It was just ridiculous. And of course, when he fell into oblivion, because up there was where the giant was, and you had to go up there to get like the treasure chest. He had the treasure chest. Oh my gosh, that was just terrible. Wish I would have had a better computer. And of course, I met a couple of friends who had better computers. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what a real computer does? I'm like, what do you mean what a real computer does? I'm like, oh, yours looks so good. They're like, you don't have one? I'm like, no, mine's terrible. Mine's a terrible computer. But it worked. And it actually really worked for the Sierra games. Really looked nice on it. It also looked really, Bard's Tale also looked really nice on the computer. It was another game I used to play a long time ago. Sorry, we're playing very nostalgic computer games. Switch back to board games. I also need to get back to Bard's Song. I need to get back to Madara. There's so many games I want to play and get back to. I've got Stars of Arcturus or something is coming soon, I think, which I'm excited for. That one's going to be a lot of fun. We get to paint spaceships. What could be more exciting than painting spaceships? We get to paint some spaceships pretty soon. That'll be pretty sweet. Not to mention, tomorrow I should probably paint some Star Wars guys, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to be able to paint anything tomorrow. That's why I thought I'd do it tonight. I had a quick impromptu painting. And I appreciate everybody who's joined. Everybody who's joined me painting. We're having a good time. I'm sorry for the short notice on that. That is for sure. That's the deal. So, need some aliens with those spaceships. Yes, yes. Always need aliens with spaceships. Alien spaceships. Aliens with spaceships. We are painting up these guys, so they'll be ready for Monday. I got a lot of the Bard Song stuff I painted up from the playthrough. For those that didn't see it, it was a fun playthrough. I didn't get all of it painted up in time to get the playthrough out. I really wanted to get the playthrough up and running because it was a really fun game. And I wanted people to see it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. But I got most of it painted. Got the heroes painted. But I didn't get all the bad guys painted. And I've got the other bad guys right over here. I'll show you them in just a second. I got to work on. I mean, I don't know about you, but my painting station is out of control. It usually is out of control, but I mean, it's kind of a little more out of control than normal right now. Come around. Sometimes I paint more by feel than I actually paint because I know what I'm doing. How do we get inside here? I need to get a little bit more inside here. Here we go. There we go. A little more inside these. There we go. All right. People are also looking for a great place to learn how to paint. I know Rob's Tabletop World has done some fantastic painting videos over the course of his time there. And he just got a new studio, from what I understand. I was able to catch a couple of videos about it. Looks really cool. I hope the best for him. I hope that works out, and I hope he gets it up and running. Really cool guy. He does some great work. I learned a lot of my painting stuff from watching his stuff. This is the robe hood thing. How far does that go down? Goes down about like that? I think so. There we go. Just like that. Perfect. There. Okay. I think this guy's done. So they do look really different when they're done. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize how different that was going to be. Look how much more red this is than this one. These are the two different kinds, and that's a lot more red than I expected it to be. Wow. That's hardened leather, and this is snakebite leather. So these two together are absolutely really amazing paints. I really think both of these are good. Recruiter Gaming, awesome to see you. Thank you for joining. It's good to see you here. We are checking out the difference between our Citadel snakebite leather here that I have and the Army Painter Quick Paint, or was it Speed Paints. I picked up some of the Speed Paints. So we're testing them out against each other right now. And I'll tell you, I was, like I think you came in right when I was showing this off, super surprised at the difference in the color tone between this is the hardened leather and this is the snakebite leather. Super different. Really cool. I think this guy's done. Let's get one more. So we're going to have two with this on and two on that one. All right. Oop, got to push some of this off or it's going to be all over the miniature. Thank you for joining. Sorry it's such an impromptu painting session. I just happened a couple free hours here to paint after I got everything done that I needed. I was recording Omicron Protocol yesterday and I got it all done in one day. So I was pretty excited about that. So now I'm working on painting some miniatures up. That's the deal. I'm waiting for my speed paints to arrive. I hope you get them soon. I hope you get them soon. I just had to walk down to my local, or I shouldn't say walk, like I walk anywhere. No way. I'm too old. I don't walk. I don't walk that far anymore. Though if I was younger, I'd have probably biked down there to my local friendly gaming store and grab myself a few of the paint colors. We grabbed the hardened leather. We also grabbed a flesh color because I'm always excited to try new flesh colors because I'm never satisfied with flesh colors. And we picked up some High Lord blue, which I might use at some point. I don't think we're going to use it tonight because I don't think there's any blue in these guys. We are painting up Brainsuckers for our Bloodborne game we're going to get back to on Monday. That's the plan. But in order to do that, of course, I have to have everything painted up because it's super cool when things are painted up. It looks super cool. If anybody saw my Bard Song playthrough. I was super sad. I had to put a couple unpainted miniatures actually on the board. Just kind of sad, but what can you do? Sometimes you just gotta do it. I'll paint this on here. Oops, that went up a little too high. There we go. Slowly just painting on this snakebite leather. These are really probably just going to be a couple tones, but then I'm going to try to put a gloss on them because they have this glossy appearance to them. And then we're going to base them. And that's going to be the plan. Hopefully get through all of it. We'll see if we do. We should get pretty close. I mean, we're almost done with the guy. All I got to do is put a little bit... I'm going to have to do the belt and then a little bit of red. And then we're good. Paint, paint, paint. Ooh, there we go. I went to a play last week with my 12-year-old. It was super fun. It was one of my favorite things that I went to the Children's Theater here in Minneapolis. They did a musical called Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and it was super good. I never read any of the stuff. My son, of course, had read all the books, so he knew everything that was going on. He thought it was really good. He liked it. Though, of course, you always get discouraged when you read a book and then they change a little bit of it and you go, oh, it shouldn't be like that. Why is that guy doing that? You wouldn't do that in the book. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, he did in the book. But I didn't know. I thought it was just fine. So, apparently one of the characters in the book plays the drums, not the guitar, but in the play, or the musical, he played the guitar instead of the drums. So my son was a little disappointed in that. Why did they change that, Dad? I'm like, I don't know. You sometimes wonder why people decide to do that. They decide to take away their own artistic creativity. It didn't go well for the X-Men 3 movie. That was the worst movie of all time in comic book history, in my opinion. It was bad. Super bad. But the other ones were really good. I really liked them. Too soon. Since I have Steve on here, he is, for those of you who don't know, he runs the One Stop Co-op Shop streamed channel. He's also the resident Marvel United aficionado. He's probably played more games of Marvel United than any human on the planet. Of the X-Men you've played so far, what was some of your favorite stuff? Just out of curiosity. Be interested to hear what you say. So I'm trying to get inside this beard here without hitting the beard. That's why I'm being so careful here. Of course, I totally missed and hit his arm, but we'll paint that white in a second. That'll be no problem. There we go. And I don't know how many other people have played Marvel United, but I'm excited to get at the table. I haven't had a chance to yet. So I'm working on getting it to the table. That's the deal. Played or watched Kim play? That is the question. That's pretty funny. Yes, that is funny. Kim also plays with Steve. Kim is Steve's wife. That's the deal. The new models in the X-Men United are very cool. Days of Future Past and the Apocalypse campaign were neat. Okay, that's good to hear. That's good. Yeah, Kim does all the work. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty awesome. Okay, we're almost done with this. And then we're going to move to getting his beard done a little bit and things like that. We always play with the Danger Room Challenge now. Allows you to level up in a game. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'll have to look into that. Let's look into that. We'll see how that. I'll have to look at that. See how cool that is. Sounds cool. I like leveling up. Everybody's leveling up. Look at this. Hit this guy's head. That's awesome. We'll do some touch-ups here before we go to the next part. That's it. Did I get everything? Did you get the belts? See how that goes. Oh, Steve played last night, and you delivered the killing blow. Good work. Proud of you, Steve. Proud of you, Steve. Good stuff. Okay, so there we go. Now we can do our test. Our test has actually been done for us, so we're still going to check it out anyway. So there we go. We've got dried hardened leather and dried snakebite leather. Both of these guys look pretty neat. I'm digging the colors, but you can definitely tell the difference in the color. As for its shading, I think they both. I think this one, I don't think it pools as bad as this one does. As you can see, some of the pooling here, even though I tried to prevent it from pooling, I didn't have to try as hard on this. I think these flowed a little bit better. This one did. I think that's my critique. That's my critique. This one flowed better and doesn't pool as bad. The hardened leather. That's the deal. That's the deal. I'm late to the party, but what on earth is that dude's? Oh, what on earth is on that dude's head? Oh, good question. Good question. My wife, Robin, has joined the party. So here's what we're painting. I'll show you. We are painting up this right here. It is a giant figure here with these like weird thing. He is a brain sucker, is what they call it. It's a brain sucker. So I'm expecting the next comment to be something about how I should be safe from these. So that is what we're working on right now. So the card for them, where did I put it? It's over here. This is the card I get to work with. That's the card. So it didn't really help me. So I had to go online to find a better picture of these guys. So we're going to see what we can do about them. And interesting enough, if anybody knows Bloodborne, this is what the thing actually does when you're fighting against it. It'll try to block damage from the hunter. It'll stagger, stun. All hunters within one space are stunned. This thing stuns you. I guess it sticks to your brain and stuns you, I guess. That's the deal. But not looking forward to seeing what that thing's going to do. So we got our guys kind of painted up. I do have to do some touch-ups. I hit a little bit of the white with my colors. So I have to touch that up a little bit here. And put that on our palette and do a little painting white touch-up is the deal here. Now I know we dry brush that, but just little streaks of white is going to look just okay. It'll be just fine. I'm going to take a smaller brush and do that. So we're going to find any of the brown we kind of screwed up on and see what we see. So like for example, I think I hit his arm right here. We're just going to kind of paint it a little bit white. Because the brown underneath will still give it the idea of it being a kind of a neutral color. That should be okay on that arm. That arm looks good. How do you do on the legs? Oh, this guy I totally hit this guy's leg down here. Look at this guy. Bonk right there. It's no good. So we're just going to paint this white. We'll just kind of blend it in there. Best we can. It's not going to look the greatest. No, I think that. We got a better plan. I'm going to get that dry brush again. We're going to see if we can just kind of dry brush that brown. There we go. Kind of sad I did that, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll do like that. That should be okay. It'll look organic enough, I think, once everything's said and done. We'll see how it goes. Good to see the speed paint leather looks as good as the snakebite leather on one of my favorite contrast paint. Yes, agreed. Snakebite leather is my favorite contrast paint. So it is good to see that they do a pretty good job of it. That's for sure. They made a pretty good job of it. Streak in some white there. Did anything else? I think I'm okay. What do I do on the arm? Oh, a little bit under the arm here. There we go. What about still on this arm over here? Perfect. This guy's done. Touch up done. Next guy. Touch ups. You have to do touch ups sometimes because you hit. Oh, look. Touch up. There you go. Touched up. Touch up. I think the rest are okay. I think I did okay on this guy. I didn't hit him too badly here. Alright, we'll go with it. Sounds good. Yeah. I don't like the fact that I missed some of the other stuff there. I get too critical sometimes. Oh, I missed this whole part here. I can see it right here. Right in there. See where I missed, like right in between his hand there? I missed that, so I gotta get that. And I didn't get back here in his hand. I'm going to hit his hand probably. Nope. Okay, I think we're okay. Okay. He's good. That one's good. Put him over there. Put him in the done pile. Let's see what we got here. Now, is there any touch-ups here? Yep, touch-up. little bit right there. Just gonna streak it down a little bit over here. Streak it down a little bit so it doesn't as noticeable as just putting a big dab there. Look at his head. I totally hit his head. Oh my gosh, I'm out of control here. Ooh, Brainsuckers, yes! T. Clark, thank you for joining. We are doing Brainsuckers today. If anybody knew what these were off the top of their head, get it? Top of their head. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, am I amazing or what? I knew that T. Clark would know what we're painting. He's a huge Bloodborne fan guy, so he knew that these were going to be the Brainsuckers. Yes, we're going to be using these in our next playthrough soon. We're going to be doing them on Monday. Is going to be our next playthrough of Bloodborne on the channel. We're going to do a live playthrough. We got through the first campaign scenario. We're going to get through the second one. It was super fun. I forgot how much awesome fun this game is. It was good to get back to it. I really enjoyed it. So we're going to get back to this again. So yes, Brainsuckers. That's the deal. You know, I think I need some more white up here too. I'm just going to... There we go. Good enough. I think this guy's good for that part. We're doing touch-ups right now. We were doing the difference between the two different the contrast paints and the speed paints. I got two different kinds. So I have the contrast and I have the speed paint next to each other. Contrast here, speed paint here. And they both look pretty good. Actually, I was actually surprised myself that I'm impressed with the speed paints as much as I am. So, but right now I'm doing a little bit of touch-ups because I failed miserably and hit a few spots with the brown. So we're touching those up a little bit. I think that guy looks pretty good. Alright. Last one. Nice threads. You bet. There's some nice threads. This guy's got some nice threads. Unless you're talking about my threads. You know, I got some good threads too. I got rocking my Zelda today. My son would be proud. He's a big Zelda fan. We already did this guy. I can tell because the leg looks messed up back here. There we go. Paint it up a little bit. I think that's everybody. This guy get done? Don't see any fail. Okay, yep, nope. Failed miserably up on top of his head again. There we go. A little more. Good enough. There we go. We got it. There we go. Touch-up's done. Okay. We only got two things left to do, and these guys are going to be done. I mean, these guys are going to be quick, easy work here. Okay, one thing we're going to do is I'm going to try to get some gloss on these guys and see what I can do about that. I do have a gloss that I can use. Let's see if I can find it here. It's somewhere in this repertoire of stuff here. For those of you that don't know, I've got not only all this paints right here. Yep, hope I don't make you sick. But I also got all these paints over on this side, too. A whole bunch of paints over there as well that I got to deal with. So we're going to find what we're going to use here. Let's see here. First, I have to put the camera back in the right spot. All right. And I think it's over here. I've got some gloss. What do we got? We've got... That's medium. Nope, don't want that. Let's see what we got here. Contrast medium. I've got... What's this? Layum medium. Contrast medium. I got every medium here. I know I gotta have some gloss in here, don't I? I gotta have it. I bet this is it. Ard coat. I don't think that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the gloss I'm thinking of. Huh. Otherwise, I might not have gloss. Thought I had some gloss. That's the deal. What's this say? Looks like the smaller amount of pooling on the speed paints might help with the large flat areas, which is the weaker spot for contrast. Very, very true. Very, very true. And yes, Brainsuckers are as frightening as their name suggests. I see. I did not know that. I did not know that. Well, let me move it some more for you. Oh, we have too much fun. False alarm, just a chest. Oh, oh, that's too good. Too good. Oh, that's too good. All right, let's okay. So I think okay. We're gonna try this. I can't remember if the art coat is my gloss or no. This is anti-shine. Anti-shine's not gonna help me. I'm gonna drop it. Got anti-shine. That's not gonna help me. I think it's the art coat. I think the art coat was the gloss. I think was contrast. I think Citadel's gloss. Am I wrong? For those of you that know this stuff, let me know. Was this the ard coat? Was that the gloss they put out a long time ago? I can't remember. It's been so long since I painted with this stuff, or let alone bought it. Let's see. I don't think I got it over there. And I think I got anti-shine. I think it's the only other thing I got over here. We got so many bottles of anti-shine, it's ridiculous. The reason I have all this anti-shine, so if people are wondering why I have all this anti-shine, I bought a long time ago, where did I put them? I think they're long ways away. Galaxy, oh no, right over here. Okay, so a while ago, like way a long time ago, I bought these things. This was going to be the greatest thing to get a, what do you call it, an army onto the table in Warhammer than you've ever had. And that was this stuff. It was called Quick Shade. This Quick Shade. What this stuff is this is basically just varnish. It's a giant can of varnish. But it basically is like putting a dark wash onto your miniatures, but then it also made them glossy. So it sadly did not live up. I used to use it a lot when I was painting my miniatures up. But that's why I have all this anti-shine around, because you got to paint the anti-shine on top of it so it doesn't look all glossy. That was the deal. It should be gloss. Thank you. All right, we will give it a shot. Paint them up, see what we think of this thing here. It's gloss. Oh, look at this. I got all these people, geniuses in the chat. Thank you so much, Brew Geek. Genius. The geniuses in the chat. Thank you. We're going to go back down here and paint them then. Nope, that's not that. That's my computer. That was ridiculous. Painting. Here we go. Now, I'm not guaranteeing this stuff's even going to work. I haven't used this in ages. Let's see if I've even ever used it. I don't think I've ever. Oh my gosh, I think it's probably all. Nope, it's still good. Okay, good. That's half the deal. It was Sundrop 20 years ago. Yes, exactly. This was like exactly what this was. It was Sundrop. This is exactly. It was like the Sundrop of the 80s or the 90s, maybe the 2000s. I don't know, somewhere in there. That was the deal. Morga Knight, nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. It's good to see you. We are working on some Bloodborne miniatures tonight. Bloodborne miniatures, as you said, Sundrop of 20 years ago. Yes, 20 years ago. We are painting up some Brainsuckers is the deal here. They potentially are probably going to suck our brains out in the next episode of our Bloodborne playthrough we're doing. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being here. It's awesome to have you, Morgan Knight. Good to see you. Let's get to this then. We'll put some of this Ard coat. We'll see how this goes. So I'm going to make this. So for those of you that don't know what exactly is going on here, that are kind of joining us, we're working on this. Here's a picture of my computer. See how this kind of looks all like liquidy? This has like this liquid all over it and makes it look kind of icky, or kind of more, I guess icky would be a good word for it. That is our attempt at what we're trying to make these guys look like. At least I'm doing my best. So we're going to add some Ard coat. Thanks to the chat. I couldn't remember if that was a gloss or not. To these to see if we can do this. And again, wrong camera. There we go. Now, is this stuff going to be good for my brush? I'm not going to risk it. We're getting a bad brush. We're getting one of these brushes. This is one of my bad brushes. Oh, that's an okay brush. So we're looking for... Oh, here's a bad brush. Okay, found a bad brush. Look at this thing. Yeah. Get 100 of these for $1. This might ruin my brush. I can't remember or not. We're going to make this look like... I want it to make it look shiny. So it looks kind of liquidy. So we're just going to paint this on it. Real light-like. But still thick enough to make it look like it's like all over this thing. Now the problem with this stuff, of course, if it hits any part of the miniature that I don't want to shine, it's going to shine. That's just the deal with this stuff. So the hand is going to be a little tough here. This one's not. But the other one is. Now another thing I could have tried, I'll show it to you in a second. We decided this wasn't going to be something that was going to work. Is I do have another solution that I can show you. That'll be good. Now if I hit the base, I'm not too worried because I'm going to hit the base with this real thick stuff here. But I want this stuff to look kind of liquidy, like it's got slime on it. I could use Nurgle or Nurgle Rots, but Nurgle Rot is a particular color, and I don't want this to be a color. I want it to be just this straight clear. Yeah, I think that's going to look okay. So it does have a little bit of shine to it, as you can kind of see there, which I think will be good. I think that'll be good. think we found our winner here. But even so, I'm going to show you the other stuff I could use, which I think is pretty much the same stuff, just labeled in a different bottle. Everybody's going to laugh when I show you what it is. But yeah, this brush is terrible because it's just a horrible brush. That's okay. I don't want to use one of my good brushes because if there's anything like some of the other stuff that's like this, it could ruin your brush. There you go. Okay, that one's done. Now I'm going to show you the stuff I got. Let's see if I can find it. It's got to be around here somewhere. Let's see what I got. I think it's over here. Yeah, there it is. Behind my picture here. I got a whole bunch of crap back here too. This is all my different like paint. I've got different spray paints back there and all this stuff. But I got this stuff. This stuff's really cool. This is my liquid or realistic water. It's really cool. You pour this in there and you let it dry. If anybody saw, if you're interested in seeing how this actually looks in real life, check out Colin's, I think I might have it on my channel too, the playthrough of Cthulhu Death May Die. We played against that huge giant mini. Well, it's standing like in this like swamp thing. So I think I used almost half a bottle on that thing because it looked really cool to be having like this. And so I actually had to put like this green stuff like barricade. So it wouldn't like drain out because it's still a liquid, but it's not until it solidifies. So I had to I used like half a bottle on it, but it looks really super cool in it. But we shall not speak of X-Men 3. This is true. This is true. This is true, and that is where that is. Oh my gosh, that's so true. So now I got to figure out which one I painted, which one I didn't. I painted that one. All right. Let's go back down here and paint the rest of these. We've got 3 more to paint here. Then when we get all 3 of these painted, we'll have everything ready for our next playthrough of Bloodborne, which will be really sweet. It'll be super sweet. But again, just slathering it on here with trying my best not to hit that leather, because otherwise the leather will all of a sudden start shining, and we don't want shiny leather. Shiny leather's no good. I think I hit the leather on that. Oh well. Oh, and I grabbed his head. That was genius. That was super genius. Steve, good evening, sir. It is good to see you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, Steve. We are working on the Brainsucker from the Bloodborne game so that we can get back to playing it on Monday of next week. That is my goal, to play it on Monday afternoon. So we're working on Brainsuckers. Thank you very much, as always, Steve. Thank you for joining us tonight. Right now I'm attempting to... I use Secret Weapon Realistic Water. Yes, Secret Weapon Realistic Water is amazing, isn't it, Bill? Bill, awesome for you to join. It's good to see you, as always. Bill is here. Bill is an excellent painter. Bill is a genius when it comes to painting. If you're looking for any of his work, Colin has a lot of videos at the minute. Even I use some of his miniatures in some of my playthroughs, because I borrow them from Colin. But yes, right now we're using this art coat, and yeah, I've got that realistic water. This is I agree. This stuff is amazing. I love realistic water. It is super, super cool. It makes really makes the water in miniatures pop. I wish I had. I used one on my Ragnarok spider. It's some big, huge, giant spider from Warhammer. It's like big. It's sitting in this pool. It's really cool. But anyway, I haven't. I have to show it just everybody sometime. I'll show it to you sometime. Yes, Secret Weapon Realistic Water for sure. You saw on Townfolk Tussle I did it for Colin. Yes, that's right. Oh, that was how that was. Okay. Yes. Oh, I love the liquid water stuff. Did you get all in for Bloodborne? It looked like a mountain of boxes. Yes, I did. And there is a mountain of boxes, and I think it's back. I think it's back there. It's back there somewhere. I don't think it's covered up. Is it covered up? No, I can kind of see it. You can't really see it. It's that box right there is the first one. And then it just goes all the way back inside this shelf. And this shelf is 2 games deep. So it's just all Bloodborne all the way back there. Yes, I did get the whole all-in pledge. I almost got the core boxes completely painted. But I haven't yet got a chance to get all the expansions painted yet. So that's actually one of the reasons I was excited to bring this back, because it's getting me to paint these. Because these miniatures are really, really cool. I'm kind of a fan of this type of miniature system, or type of miniatures, because I think they look really cool. I shouldn't say it's not like I'm into like demonic creatures and all that, but they look kind of cool, and I can use these in all my other games. Like, these are really good for like Dungeons and Dragons and things like that. If I ever decide, if I use them in miniatures for like any of that type of gaming, so it works really well for that. This is pretty cool. Thank you, Robin. Robin is always on my side. Always on my side. She enjoys everything that I buy. All the things. Yes, a mountain of boxes is a good description. It's less annoying now that it's been relocated from the dining room table. This is true. This is true. When you take the games off the dining room table and put them into a storeroom, it makes things a lot more manageable. That's for sure. For sure. That's all right. This guy's shiny. I got 2 more shiny guys to do. Fair. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, 2 more guys. I was talking. I was telling people that I picked up hardened leather, the speed paint, and I had my snakebite leather. When we compared them side to side with how they turned out, and so this is the speed paint, and this is the contrast paint over here. And I have to admit, I'm really digging that speed paint. I think the speed paint it's a more red snakebite leather than snakebite leather. But I do like. I was noticing that the contrast paint has a tendency to pool more, and the other one is more liquidy. The what do you call it? The speed paint. It seems to be more liquidy, which I like. I think I like that better. So I am digging. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Both are awesome. You need to have both. This is very, very true. Bill speaks wise words. Everybody, Bill speaks wise words. He speaks wise words. You need to have both. And it's awesome because both paints are cool, and both paints are, like you said, like essential. If you don't have snakebite leather in your arsenal, you have to have it. If you don't have hardened leather, maybe you have to have it. You have to have at least one. You have to have at least one because they're both really, really sweet. I agree. It's both really, really sweet. They're both amazing paints. But right now, I'm just painting some gloss onto these miniatures because the miniature itself looks very liquidy in the pictures I see of it. So I'm trying to do that. I'm painting this like ard coat onto it here. Which, not only that, in case people want to, same but different, just enough to justify both. I like it. I agree. I'm glad I have both. The actual use for this, if anybody's wondering, instead of making your miniature look all glossy, is ard coat itself is going to protect your paint. It's like putting a piece of it's like putting what is it called? It's coating the paint so it won't chip off. It definitely used to be used a lot more when they had metal miniatures back in the day, because metal miniatures used to chip like crazy. It was out of control. But this is normally used to protect your paint. I'm not using it for that. I'm using it because I want this part of my miniature to shine. I want it to shine when I use it. Do you need both if I'm not painting miniatures yet? Oh, good question. You can never have too many brown shades for minis. This is true. This is very, very true. I think I would like to say that brown takes up most of my paint. Even when it came to what contrast paints I was buying and what speed paints I was thinking about buying, it's always brown. Brown seems to be like, I've got, I think, 4 different shades of brown from contrast paints. More than I have. I think of 1 blue. I have 1 red. I have 1 orange. I've got 2 purples, a pink, but I've got like 4 or 5 browns. I think I brought every brown they had, just because you never know what kind of brown you're going to need when you need it, and you always need brown, especially when you're painting like these type of miniatures. Now, if you're painting like, I don't know, something that was not brown, you don't need brown. It seems like all my miniatures I paint always seem to have some kind of brown on them. Okay, remember, do not grab his head when you're painting. I know I should be probably using one of those things to support my miniatures, and it's not on my hand type thing, but I've never done that. I've always held it in my hand. It's what I use. It's what I do. Get some more of this on here. I think this guy's done. I got to get this hand. Problem is, I'm going to be done with this, and I'm going to look at it later and be like, oh, I hit that leather. Barf. There we go. Okay. Oops. A little bit thick there, but that's okay. All right. He looks good. So I have multiple neon green. I may need to create a project based on it. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I should get some. Oh, that'd be kind of fun to do. Try to find and make like a neon group of enemies. I need to get like a sci-fi theme. Oh, maybe I'll do that for the spaceships. I'm getting that arcade. Was it Stars of Arceus or whatever? And maybe I'll paint those up with some neon colors. That sounds pretty awesome. Neon spaceships. That would be sweetness. Flying in to save the day. Could make like the Paw Patrol of space planes. That'd be pretty neat. All different colors. Except that probably not wagging their tails. There we go. Getting close. As soon as this guy's done, all I do is paint the belt. And we'll let. And, oh, then I got to paint a little bit of the red into his thing there. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I might have to dry brush it in. That's the deal. The 5 shades of brown that Baron got are leather, 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 mud, and coffee with cream. Not far from the truth. Not far from the truth. Use the greens on night golems and snotlings. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Snotlings. That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Make them glow in the dark. They should glow in the dark. Neon green. ISS Vanguard coming your way. I have ISS Vanguard coming my way too. Whenever ships, that's for sure. Heading my way. Maybe neon cyberpunk will be what I go with. I like it. I like it. Cyberpunk. I don't have any neon colors. I'm going to have to go look for some. What kind of neon colors are out there? Where can I find neon colors? Probably on Amazon, I'm sure. But what paint company does neon colors? Because now I might have to go find some. Okay, almost down here. Vallejo makes them. Thank you, T. Clark. Always got the answer for me. Baron trying to find neon brown. Scale 75. Vallejo and scale 75. Perfect. I'll take a look at those. Try to find some. I was excited. I finally got my speed paints here to try out. Though I didn't get a lot of them. I just got a few. I picked up colors that I use a lot. I also picked up, in case people are just joining, I did pick up the Crusader skin, if I can speak, and I picked up the Highland Blue. I picked up the skin because I always like to find a skin color that I like, and it's super hard to find one. This brush is probably dead to the world now, because this hard coat is basically like painting enamel onto this stuff. So I'm just going to chuck this across the room and hit it in the garbage. I think my chance of hitting the garbage with this thing. If I hit it, I'm going to try out for the Timberwolves. Nope. Didn't make it. But I got close. But close only counts on horseshoes and not hand grenades. I know this for a fact. I played Wolfenstein back in the day on my Apple IIc. We're getting old again. On my Apple IIc, and all I had was a grenade, so I threw it, and it went past the German soldier and hit the wall, and he didn't die. And it was close, but he didn't die. So at that point, I realized that close did not count for hand grenades when it came to throwing them in my video games. So close only counts in horseshoes, but not hand grenades when you're playing video games. Learned that the hard way, because then I lost. And that was 45 minutes of my life that I'll never get back because I didn't get to the end. So, oh, that was it. Yes, rip brush. We barely knew the. Yes, that is why I have a whole bag of them right over here. I'll see if I can get from the top here. Oh, you can't see them in the shot. Maybe I can pull the shot up and make people sick again. That's my favorite. You might be able to see the bag right back there. Right there is my bag of. I have a whole bunch of them. Tons of them. Tons and tons of them. So I'm not too worried about it. I can always find more if I need to. That's the deal. Think we'll be close when it comes to nuclear weapons as well. Probably. Nuclear weapons probably work, that's for sure. You missed, though. That's still perfect trying out for... Oh, very true. I probably could still work for the Timberwolves. Had to check. I couldn't find neon brown, but there's a neon carrot that's between orange and brown. I'm going to have to get a neon carrot. That'd be pretty good. That's amazing, neon carrot. Oh, I might have to pick up that color. I might have to paint something neon carrot. That might be something I might be doing soon because that sounds pretty awesome. All right, we still have a belt to do. Oops, that's not the belt. This is the belt. The belts are right here. Let's see, I'm going to move this a little bit so maybe we can get more people sick. We got a belt to do. What are we going to do in belt? Well, you know, we got this blue. We've never tried the blue yet. Let's just put the blue on this and see what it looks like. Though I guarantee you this guy's probably not going to... No, he's not going to have a blue belt. That sounds ridiculous. Oh, my gosh. Who remembers the grenades in Quake? When you fired them from a grenade launcher, they would actually bounce. This is true. This is true. Oh my gosh, Quake. I haven't played Quake in ages. It sounds like my high school days. Now what am I going to use for my belt? Because I normally would paint my belt. I'd normally paint the snakebite leather. But we used it. Turquoise? No, that sounds kind of... I don't want to do brown. I've got brown all over this guy. Oh, and I touched his head. That was a brilliant plan. That was awesome. I never really kill myself with my own grenades by accident. I never forget to even have them. This is true. Blow my... Oh, maybe we'll do the Plague Bearer green. I think that'll go good. That'll go good. Plague Bearer green. or yeah. I never really kill myself with my own grenades by accident. Or forget I even have them. That is true. Yes, that seems to be a recurring theme to me too. I mean, that's why I'm not so good at those games. I think that would be why I'm not that great at those games. I never remember I have the arsenal in my arsenal. I always have. I just run around with one weapon. I don't do very good. It's probably why I don't play Fortnite. I'm terrible at the game. I also don't play Fortnite because I can't stand the fact that I run around for 20 minutes, then you get shot once and I'm dead. Game over. Thank you for trying. Try again. No. Just for what? For a glider that I can fly out of an airplane for. Sorry, school bus. I can jump on a school bus for it. No. Let's see. This I think will be good. I'm just going to run it across. Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, it looks perfect. Plague Bearer green for our belt. Do not touch the glossy parts. They take a while to dry. There we go. Yep, belt good. Next. Belt are going to be super easy. There we go. Hopefully they don't hit the glossy part or they're going to become glossy belts. Nothing like having some glossy belts. Glossy belts. That'd be something. There we go. Bets on how soon he touches the glossy parts. Well, I've already been touching them like crazy. My hands are sticky. Oh, I don't give. I probably go 20 seconds here before I grab something glossy. All right, let's see here. We might get lucky because I'm almost done. Might actually get away scot-free here. We'll see how this goes. Glossy belts. 2 minutes. Thanks, Robin. Robin gives me 2 minutes. Finish up on the belts here. I got one more belt to do on this guy. I gotta pick him up by the base, otherwise it's gonna get gloss all over my hands. Never wanna have my wife know I'm running to make her right here. Okay, that belt's a little bad, but you know, I'm okay. I'm okay with that belt. A little bit of brown on this belt that shouldn't be there. But that's okay. I do notice that I have to paint a little bit different with the speed paints because they are a little bit more runny. Or maybe not as runny, I should say. They paint different. They paint a little bit different. Not as much that it's really going to cause too much problems, but they paint a little bit different. All right. That's done. That is done. Is it a different brown on the belt I see? Yeah, you know, I went with green. I went with green. I saw you try to trick me by letting me pick it up by its head. I went with green. Went a little bit of green on the belts there. So we got a green belt with the brown shirt here. All right, now we got to put some red because he's got some red going on the things there. So I'm just going to use, this. Dragon red. Why not? Dragon red's always a nice red. And we'll go here, put a little bit right on there. There we go, just like that. Powell Family Farm, good to see you. They wear those shabby cloaks, but brother to wear nice fancy belts. That's right, they've got nice fancy belts. Everybody needs some nice fancy belts. That's the deal. Dang, he was on to me. Yes. We're going to dry brush this red right onto his, like, tips of his things here. So I'm going to put a little bit on my brush. Here's the deal. There's some on my brush, but we're going to try to wipe off almost. I mean, this is like, I really want to get a lot of this off here. So we're just going to really, there we go. It looks pretty good. Okay, I'm not going to grab it by this. I'm just going to lightly brush it across. I don't really want to hit the snakebite leather, aka whatever you call it, the other browns. There we go. I think that'd be pretty good. Okay, let's go to the next one. We're just doing it oh so lightly across this. Just enough to get the red to show without it hitting the leather. Though lucky for me, the red of this and mixing in with the brown of that leather, they're kind of almost the same type of like bottomish medium areas. So if I hit it, it's not the end of the world because it's going to still probably stay pretty brown. A little more red now. Get it off there. Mother's Day is coming up, so I got to get stuff for the mothers. I'm going out to see my mom. That'll be fun. She lives really close. She's not going to join me in any painting videos, though. I'll tell you that. Hope that's done, that's done, that's done, that's done. Here we go. Last one. It's been over 2 minutes. Haha, I did not touch any glossy parts. Go across it. Are you getting it on that? No, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. So we got these kind of like, it's hard to see a little bit, but I wanted to look kind of organic, but I still want to look a little bit like it's got this red in there. Yeah, it's okay. Not the best, but whatever, it'll do. These are just minions. I'm going to beat them up in one shot anyway. What could they possibly do to me in the game, right? I think it looks okay. I think they'll be fine. Those will be fine. Yeah, see, that's the ones that got the brown and the leather, so I might have to go back and fix that a little bit later. Okay, that's done. With that being done, we only got a little bit left to do. And we got 4 dudes painted up in an hour and a half. Not too bad. Pretty excited by that. The belts are the statement piece. They're the statement piece for sure. For sure. Love it. Now I got to put the base on. Okay. Let's see here. What am I going to use for my base? What do I got? What do I got for basing? Well, as you can tell, my painting table is an absolute disaster. I've been painting everything. So, I was going to show you. So these are the Bard Song miniatures that are pretty cool. I got to get to painting these. These are a lot of fun to paint. I really had a good time painting. These are the one with Brute. He's kind of running. I think that's kind of cool. Then I've got these Reavers I've got to paint up. These guys look kind of cool too. I think you saw, if anybody watched the playthrough, I like the poses they have. Here's one of the Raiders. He looks kind of cool. I think that's kind of neat. Where's the other guy back here? These guys. Here we go. These guys right here. This guy's pretty neat. He's the Butcher, I think, if I remember right. It's pretty cool. So I got to paint those guys. And my nephew just got a 3D printer. He printed me this guy. Actually, I need to use in my Dungeons and Dragons game pretty soon, because we have an assassin that's with them, with my group, and so that might be the assassin that might be with our group. They are just minions. What can they do? Oh boy, the next playthrough will be good. That's what I'm actually worried about. I'm actually worried about that, because the last playthrough, I think I got killed by one thing twice, and there was nothing I could do about it. So I'm expecting that to happen again. But that's half the fun. That's half the fun of the game, is watching my guys die. Because, well, that's the game. All right. Meanwhile, back to what we're doing here. Enough looking at those minis. We need to find... Was it Strickland? This is the stuff I was using? Sterland Battlemire. I think that's what we're using. We're going to do that. Wondering if Baron has to roll dice in this game. No, Baron does not have to roll dice in this game. He draws a card. The card determines his death. It's pretty good. Alright, back down here we go. Card determines my death. I'm going to grab, this is the brush I used for this, because this is a good brush. And so this is where when I hit the base with this, with the gloss, it really doesn't matter, because I'm just going to paint this stuff right on top of it. And this stuff's super thick, if anybody's ever seen this stuff before. This is what's called technical paint. It's got sand and paint together in it, and I got to try to scoop it out of here. Sometimes you use like a scoop to do it. I just use a paintbrush. It's just easier. But I use not a very good paintbrush, and you just kind of splat it on there. But you don't want to put it too thin, or wherever you don't have it, it's just going to look like the paint's there. So you want to kind of put it on a little bit thicker. Is the deal. That's the deal. Nope, no dice. Speak not poorly of the dice. They listen. True, true. They listen to me when I attack Colin with them. I say, dice, get him. And then Colin says, but it's a co-op game. I say, that's okay. The dice don't know that. Now this is where I should put this guy on some kind of like thing that can hold him. But I'm not going to. Okay. I'll move this camera a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. Sorry about that. And lucky for me, the glossy part is now dry, so I can pick them up by the glossy parts, which is good. Back to painting for me, finishing up Colin's Return of Dark Tower later, guys. Bill, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining. If you're interested in any of Bill's stuff, Colin will be doing a playthrough of the Dark Tower when he gets it. He's got the miniatures. Bill is actually painting up as we speak. I saw some of the miniatures. They look amazing, which is pretty sweet. And he's also does a lot of other games that Colin has on his channel. I've done a few on my channel from his stuff. I think if you watch my Descent playthrough, those are his miniatures he has painted up for us. They're really good. He's a fantastic painter. I'll try to put a link to, in the description of this video if I remember, a link to, I think his Facebook site that shows, and he paints miniatures for people. It's pretty sweet. So if you ever need a game painted, reach out to him, man. Maybe when I win the lottery, I can be a miniature painter as well. That'd be fun. Be good stuff. Co-op equals Baron in the game versus Colin. This is very true. You should watch some of our fun stuff. We do stuff together. Co-op is short for, yeah, that's it. Co-op is short for combat opportunity. Right? That's right. I'm kind of sad I missed that Kickstarter. Got to play the original game a few years ago, though. Oh, the Dark Tower. Is that the one you're talking about? Yes. I did not do the Kickstarter either. I'm glad Colin did, and I'm glad he did because the game actually was really fun. We had a really good time playing it. I didn't expect it to be as good as it is because it had like an app in it and stuff like that. I was kind of like, how are they going to do that? The tower in the middle is pretty sweet. His wife actually built a Lazy Susie for it, so it actually he can kind of spin the tower around the board around the tower, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm glad that he backed it because the game is actually really fun. I really enjoyed it. When his thing comes out, you'll have to see it. I might actually borrow it from him and do a playthrough on my channel too because I really thought it was cool. I might do a different scenario. Kind of like he did Contra. Just as I think on Sunday it dropped. I'm going to do Contra this week too, and I'm going to do a different scenario than he did. I'm going to do the waterfall one. Oh, guess my glass is not as dry as I thought it was. Here we go, a little bit more in there. There, standing in mud. Standing in mud, that's the deal. Ooh, fancy. Yes, he is fancy. I gave our fighter a cursed shield, of arrow protection. When someone shoots an arrow at them, the shield disappears, then reappears after the arrow hits them. That is awesome. The shield's protecting itself from the arrows. Oh, don't give me ideas. Don't give me ideas. Don't give me ideas. I should give that to my wife. See how that goes over. She plays barbarian with a shield, so maybe I'll give that to a shield for her. That'd be kind of neat. That's diabolical, Steve! It is hilarious. Oh, I think I found out my answer if I gave her that shield. There it is. There's the answer to if I give her the shield, what'll happen. Couch. Oh, that's how that goes over. Oh, yes, that'd be pretty funny, though. Now she's going to be nervous whenever it's like, oh, you found a shield. She'll be like, I'm not wearing it. I'm not putting that shield on. No, I would never do that to my group. but it sounds pretty awesome. Okay, I think we got this guy done with the base. Now, the other thing I do when I do bases is I'll just... Now, the thing is you got to push this stuff around. So you got to push it almost right up to his foot. And if you get a little bit up onto the foot, it's okay. I mean, they're walking in mud. I mean, come on. It's Strickland mud, right? Now we're just going to... Oh, my goodness, I'm on the wrong camera. I apologize. So now I got it all pushed in there. We're going to paint this around here. We're just going to go around the outside here. Just like that. And then this guy will be pretty much done. If there's anything I wanted to stick on the base, now would be the time to do it because I can put it on wet paint. And I do have some cool things. We are going to... I have like these little grass tufts, but we're not going to use those today. Let's see, what do I got in here? I've got... oh my gosh, I got to find something. So in here, I've got all this neat stuff inside here. I've got cork. I got little rocks. I might put this little rock on here. Little rock on there. But it's funny enough. Funny enough, I should show you, hey, I got a rock. Why don't I just use this rock, right? Rocks are better when you paint the rock, which is kind of interesting. That's the deal. You can't even trust him when he gives you a healing potion. Now I won't trust shields either. As a DM, it's my job. My job is done. That is true. You did a great job. Thank you, Steve. But if you wanted to use a rock, it's better to paint the rock than actually slap it on there. Because rocks don't look that great unless they're painted. And I don't really have any painted rocks right now, I don't think. I mean, I got all these, but these aren't really painted. Oh, this one might work. This one might work. Well, it's a piece of cork. That's why it's going to work. Cork makes the best rocks. They're better than rocks. Corks are better than rocks. Let's see what else. That was probably really loud. I apologize. I've got some of this. This is. Oh, I'm going to use this. We'll use this. That'll be the deal. I had a cursed scimitar that blinded my character for 2 rounds. Anytime I crit either direction, I still managed to crit 20 3 times in a row against a boss, even at disadvantage. That's amazing work. Wow. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Apparently, spend the entire battle as a frog. I did. I turned you into a frog. That was pretty fun. It was a great storytelling moment. Yeah, see, this is a storytelling moment. See, frogs? Frogs are great storytelling moments. All right, so I am attempting to find something to use. Up here, I think I've got a tweezers. Here's my tweezers. I need this tweezers. Because I've got these little flakes. These are, in theory, these are leaves. What they're supposed to be. So I'm just going to place them in the dirt, like this. Place a few of them here. Just like a leaf patch. Oh, that one decided to go away. I don't think these are really leaves, but it works. So we're going to put them in here. Just like that. See, those look kind of cool. We're going to take a few more leaves out of the bag here. I've got these little bags. That's it. I hope you got a top hat and cane when you were a frog. No, that's it. It's past this teacher's bedtime. Happy painting. Good night, Robin. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining as always. Thank you for joining. I was a snake. I did 6 damage in a total of by biting some guy ankle. We were never level 19, so a bit of a downgrade. Oh, that's too bad. And no top hat. Nope, she got no top hat. No top hat. Baron has trouble getting crit 20s 1 time in a row, even at the mountain of disadvantages. This is very true. Very true. I barely ever am able to roll a 20. Though sometimes I do, and then there's cheering. There's cheering. I put another patch back here. And I'm going to make all these guys very similar. They're all going to have the same like little leaf patches around them. If I can pick them up. As you can see, it's pretty tough to pick these things up. There we go. There we go. So I got some leaf on those guys. There. So that kind of looks cool. He's done. He's done. Next one. Next one. 2 more. I got 3 more. 3 more to do here. So we got our like dead paintbrush here, but that's okay. It's going to be dead for long. I got some paint on it. Pick it up and slap this on. D&D is such a fun game. Everybody has a good time. Everybody always has great stories about it too. That's the best part about D&D. Is you always get the fun stories that go along with it. I think games in general do that. You always have, as long as you have good camaraderie about games. I think that's the one reason I really enjoy like co-op games and things like that, is because like you're always working together. And so like when something happens that's really awesome, it's really exciting for everybody. I think that's where D&D, even though it's not a co-op game, it still really is. Because technically, if you're a dungeon master, your goal is not to kill the players, but to really have a good time with them and let them live inside of what you've created. Is how I've always played Dungeons & Dragons. That's a DM. So like I just create these situations, they got to deal with them, and how they deal with them is part of the is just amazing to me. Like, because of course it's not even close to what I would have think of. Were you just hiding the whole fight, Robin? she was hiding the whole fight. That's what she was doing. She was hiding. I want to say it was I sent them through the Tomb of Annihilation was what at the point while they were playing it. But I kind of incorporated it into my own like game as well. So they had like a quest inside the temple that wasn't just all just like we're gonna play the temple of the Tomb of Annihilation. And we started at level 5, I think is where they were. So I didn't even do the like hex crawl or anything like that. They just went from the city with, I kind of homebrewed it right to the, they started at the main city, and I homebrewed them all the way to just instantly to the fallen city or whatever. So they just went straight there, pretty much. The goal is not to kill the characters. Hang on, recording that for my DM. We seem to lose a character every 5 or so sessions. Really? Really? How much fun is that? How much fun is that? Maybe that, but I'm not going to say it. Everybody has fun in their own way doing the game. So I'm not going to say that that's the wrong way. There's never a wrong way to play anything. But no, I don't. My goal, if you decide to do something absolutely ridiculous, you're going to die. It's like, oh, I'm gonna like, okay, so you're like all of a sudden in front of all the king's guards, and the king's in front of you, and what are you gonna do? I'm gonna chop off the king's head. Okay, well, that's probably gonna end in your death. That's probably not a smart plan. Probably not the best idea you could have done there. That's probably gonna end in your death. Or I'm gonna jump off, or you're over a like 100,000-foot cliff. I'm gonna jump off the cliff, and maybe I'll grab the ledge. I'm like, you can try. It's probably going to be a bad situation for you, and going to be lots of death. But my goal is never to just kill the players. I try to create the combats to be, or the encounters to be challenging, but not enough to kill them. So far, they have been able to best everything I put in front of them, even ones I think are going to be actually pretty tough. My first time DMing, I underestimated how powerful an orc is to a level 1 character. That battle axe would made his HP evaporate. So yeah, very, very true. Very true. Oh my gosh. Here he comes in. Roar. Those all sound like Baron's plans. Yes, they pretty much are all my plans. They sound very similar to that. Very similar. We're almost done with number 2. We have some, but everybody always has wonderful moments when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons. Ron remembers turning into a frog. That's what she remembers. She also got a flaming sword. She was pretty excited about that for a long time. We had a pretty awesome experience the other night, actually, with one of them. It's actually a blast because it's never him trying to kill us. For example, the last death, my character had a level of insanity, and my team was trying to heal me. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? How'd that turn out? But I hallucinated he was a zombie, hit him with a frying pan, and he had only 4 hit points left. Oh no! With my group, one character decided they were scared of clowns. So I did what every DM would do and send them into a carnival. The Dragonborn Barbarian spent the entire session hiding behind a gnome bard. That is awesome. And it's cool that you got people that like play up those kind of things too. That always makes it exciting as well, is when the characters actually play to like their faults and their fears and things like that. That's really awesome. It's really awesome. We had a moment last week where the thief was behind like this bar, and we're not a bar fight. They're in like a thieves guild. They're infiltrating to check on something. Anyway, that's long story short. She said to me, "Hey, can I pick up this bottle and like use it as like a Molotov cocktail? I go, do you have anything to light it? I got a tinderbox." I go, nope, that tinderbox is going to take you a few turns to get lit. I don't know if you've ever seen a tinderbox in action, but it's not like a lighter. It doesn't instantly light. So instead, our artificer had flame bolt or fire on him, and he goes, well, what if I use flame bolt? I go, okay, here's the deal. I'll let you do this, but what I need you to do is I need you to like make a dexterity attack, and then I'm going to sacrifice your next turn, and you can use firebolt. And you can shoot it out of the air and maybe hit and I'll make it explode and do a certain amount of damage. You'll be able to do your firebolt spell in like a radius or something. I said, let's do it. So like they rolled up their dice. Everything's great. This thing's going through the air. Everything's awesome. Everything's great. And then all of a sudden it goes flying right over our orc paladin. He goes, and I hit it out of the air with my sword. And everybody looked at him like, You do what? Now, his intentions were pure. His intentions were he was going to crack it so it sprayed this, like, flame, like, all over everything. But all we thought was, I'm going to hit it out of the air. And it was like, you're going to, what? Just hit this out of the, why would you do that? And it was a really fun experience. We all laughed about it for a good while because we didn't get his true intentions at first. We thought, like, he was seriously just going to knock this thing out of the air. Just knock it out of the air. So it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. So these are the kind of stories you have. That's when you play Dungeons & Dragons, you get these fun stories like this. And that's the best part. I watched a one-off game. What did you watch there, T. Clark? I watched a one-off game on D&D on Twitch a few years ago. The party got into a bar brawl, and one of the party members killed an enemy with a hot apple pie. Wow. So it was raining fire. Yes, it was raining fire all over some wolves and one of the thieves in the Thieves Guild, and they actually did some pretty good damage to him. I'm a pretty lenient DM. If people think of a pretty fun thing to do, I'm like, yeah, go for it. I think it'll be cool. Why not? Give it a shot. Give it a shot. I'll let them do that. I mean, there's sacrifices. I mean, like I said, my Artificer sacrifices next turn because he technically was taking a turn out of the order to throw the flame bolt into the air to hit that thing. But it was good. It was good fun. Always have fun. And they're kind of, on Saturday we continue our game on D&D. I wish I could stream it for everybody, but I've been told they're not into that yet. So we'll see. Maybe sometime down the line. And honestly, I don't think I'm that good of a DM to be able to do that, to be able to put myself out on there for this. I can do board games and I can do painting videos. Don't know if I can do role-playing games. Okay, these are a little bit more annoying than I expected them to be. Let's try to get onto the. Oh, okay, we got one there. We go, put it on there. But they're working okay. It's turning out okay here. We'll come back here. Come on, Leaf. Speaking of Leafs, that's what I drive. I drive a Leaf. I got a Nissan Leaf. Fun little car. Fun little car. Gets me from A to B. The 2016, so that's actually about as far as it gets me as A to B. That's the deal. Okay, let's see if I can grab a whole bunch of these at once. That's a negatory Ghost Rider. I could barely get one of these. Why am I thinking I'm going to get multiples? Here we go. Almost. Here we go. A couple more. Little Leaf Patch. Oh, come on. Now multiples come. Oh, that one went on the floor. That was amazing. Come on, one more. One more. Oh, this one's dancing like a jelly bean here. There we go. Not to derail a D&D conversation, but have you played the Alien RPG or any of the Star Wars ones? Yes, I actually have played the Star Wars one. I have not played the Alien one. I was this close somewhere to picking it up. I was this close. I almost wanted to buy it, but I thought, don't know if I'm going to get anybody to play it with me, and I don't think I'd ever be able to play it with anybody. But it'd be really cool to read through it and see what it's all about. Because I think I tried to watch a session of it, and I think it looked really cool what they were doing in it. So I really want to give it a shot someday. Maybe I can go to some con where somebody's running it. Maybe I can jump into a game and just give it a shot, just for the heck of it. I've streamed a few one-shot games. Hopefully we'll be able to do that again soon. Everyone has a crazy schedule right now. Well, if that ever happens, please let me know. Email me. I have my email in. I don't know if it's in the painting videos, but an email everywhere else on my channel. Email me. I'd love to see it. I'd love to watch them, or send me a link or something. It'd be really cool. Oh man, no, but I really want to try the Alien news. Yes, I really want to try the Alien one. I think it'd be really cool. Our second one is done. So we have 2 of these guys complete. Pretty sure. Cool. Yes. Please do. Please message. All right, let's get the next 2 done. It's almost 11 o'clock here. I gotta get up for work tomorrow, just like the rest of the world. There we go. I do appreciate everybody coming tonight. Sorry for being such an impromptu painting session. Like I said, I just managed to get some free time on my hands. I got done recording my Omicron Protocol playthrough. That's going to be coming out on Friday. And so I thought, why not get some of these guys painted up for our playthrough on Monday, and I'll be able to chit-chat while we do it. Push this around on the base. I've still got so much of this on this paintbrush. This stuff is so thick. Is the deal here. Almost done. Well, that's a lot. I don't think I need that much. I'm going to put some over here. There we go. Put some over there. I'll steal some from him, though. There we go. Ooh, that's a lot still. The other thing I'm watching right now is I'm all caught up on Moon Knight. I'm ready for the last episode tomorrow. Though we usually watch on Friday. So I'm going to watch the last episode on Friday. I'm not going to say anything about it in case people have not seen it. I don't like spoiling things for people, but I do enjoy it. I'm enjoying this show. I think it's a good one. My son was home sick on Monday. Too bad for him. I think it was more allergies than anything else. He just didn't feel, he felt run down. So he had to go to school today. But he sat and watched all of WandaVision, so he was getting ready for the new movie coming out. As am I. I'm ready for that one too. I'm a big Marvel fan. A big fan of those. And tomorrow is the Star Wars Day. The Lego company does a big thing for Star Wars Day, I think. I think they have a Lego Star Wars thing coming out. My son knows all about it. He's really into it, but I think he said you had to spend like $250 to get the cool one. I said, we're not spending $250 on Legos. Not going to happen. Sorry, buddy. I'll be interested to see how the Bard Sung Rat turns out after you try the color combo I mentioned for the tail. Yes. I have that right over here. I have to work on it. I actually was painting a little bit before you messaged me, but I'm going to work on it a little bit. I'm going to rechange it up a little bit. But yeah, this is the Bard Sung Rat. Before you messaged me, I started painting. I already painted the tail, but I might go back over it and try your technique because I think it'll look really, really cool. That's me the plan. Got this guy over here. I got to finish up. Here we go. Get all this paint out of here and put it up. Put that down. That's a game I was pleasantly surprised about. Bard Song, I really enjoy it. So far, what I've played, I've really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I like it. I like this exploration concept. Kind of like it almost felt like a Shadows of Brimstone in that way. I like the fact that the deck that you're playing with seems pretty thematic to where you are, because it keeps adding in and taking out different cards from your challenge decks. So it kind of feels like where you're fighting is kind of where you are in the dungeon, from what I've gathered so far. Of course, I haven't played a lot of it yet. I know there's other people who played a lot of it. It's kind of a very controversial. It was very polarizing. It was more polarizing than I expected. There's some people that really enjoyed it, and there were some that were not fans of it at all. And that's totally fine. That's, like I say always, that's why there's so many games out there. Because everybody can find the game that really suits who and what they like out of a game. It is a big rat. Very, very true. That should work for the base. Try the purple contrast over that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try. I might even try it tonight before I finish here. Just to see what I think. And I can let it dry and look at it. I have a feeling it's going to look awesome. Because there are so many more better painters out there than me. And you're one of them, for sure. We're still just basing this guy. I can't even talk. We're still matting the stuff around his foot. There you go. Look at this big, thick stuff I've got here. There we go. little more on this side. Then we put some leaves on that thing and call it a day. You know, I will just admit, I'm surprised at how many miniatures I can base with this pot. I have had this pot for a long time. And even though it looks like I'm putting stuff on so thick, I've still got quite a bit in this pot. But after all, it's it's one of their bigger pots compared to the other. I mean, so you got this pot and you got this pot. So like these are the two different size pots. But then again, that's not even their biggest pot. They're smallest pot. Their smallest pots are these. These are their smaller pots. So you got these three different size pots though. So that's the deal. I had to sell my Bard song without opening it. Too much stuff already. I'm certainly not going to tell Kanji that is very, very good plan. For those of you that know Kanji also runs a gaming channel that's amazing. He does all live playthroughs, super awesome. He does some live unboxings, and he's one of the poor fortunate souls. There were about 8% of the Bard Song community did not get their game shipped. They're stuck, and so they had to wait to get it. And he was one of the 8%, which is really too bad. So that's where that joke comes in, not to tell him, because he's still waiting for his. We're going to paint the outside of this. We're going to put some leaves on both these bases and call them a day. Actually, I think I might cheat on one of them, because these leaves are not being my friend tonight. Almost done. Just go around the outside here. There we go. Look at all this. There's a whole bunch more of this yuck on my base I'm not going to use. That's the deal. Still waiting on Massive Darkness 2. Oh, still waiting on that. I'm back. Have I missed anything? No, you haven't. We finished. We finished all our miniatures. You didn't miss anything. First off, the first thing we did is we were contrasting between the contrast snakebite leather and the, what do you call it? Hardened leather of the speed paints. So this is the hardened leather over here, and this is the contrast paint over here. I'm digging both. This one seems to dry goopier than this one. That's the deal. That's what you missed. Thank you. Thank you. Looks good, though, he says. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, William. William from Hungry Gamer. Those who don't know him, please go check out Hungry Gamer. Oh, hey, welcome back. Yep, welcome back to Hungry Gamer. He's come back. He was here at the beginning of the episode, and now he's coming back again at the end. This brush needs to... This is my basing brush, as you can tell. Like I don't give it love. There we go. It goes back over there. Now we got to put some leaves on these bases. And then, oh my gosh, these leaves are... Oh, they don't. Okay. Oh my gosh, jumping leaves. Oh, this one leaves over here. We're making leaf patches on our bases. That's the deal here. Okay, one of the problems I'm having now is that there's paint on this, so I got to brush the paint off or it's going to stick. That's the deal. Well, that one went flying. Here we go. And put some on this one too. Come on, leaf. Come on, leaf. Come on, leaf. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to do a little bit different. I can't pick them up. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. All right, here we go. I'm just going to grab a few little leaves out of here. We're just going to sprinkle them on there. There we go. Sprinkle them on. Just like that. There, that's how you do it. Okay, so anybody learning how to put leaves on a base, there you go. That's how you do it. That was a lot easier. Put those leaves on there like that. That's the deal. All right. And the last one I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to use the tuft of grass I had laying around here. Where did it go? I had it somewhere. There's a piece of moss. We'll throw that on there. Why not? Looks like a piece of broccoli. That's okay. Put that on there. I'm just going to grab this little thing here. Tuft of grass. There we go. Oops. Tuft of grass, some moss coming out. There we go. And you know what? I'm going to put a little leaves in the back. There we go. Sprinkle leaves in the back. Leaves in the back. There we go. Oh, there we go. That's the deal. Yes, you've got to go buy it. You've got to go buy the leather. So good. Makes you will miss the leather and the goopy leather. Yes, all the shades of brown. You missed all the shades of brown. We found out that there's too much brown in the painting realm. That is the deal. Thomas, you have summarized better than anyone. Yes, I love the way you do your bases. So good. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like them. So these we go. We have our Brainsuckers done here. Here's one of them. He's all set to go. He's got these leaves on him. I like the leaves on the base. I did put the the shine on it, so you can kind of see that in the. It's still not the shiniest, but that's okay. Yes, you missed lots of D&D talk. We had a good time talking about Dungeons and Dragons tonight. That was the other big thing we talked about. Here's the other one with the other type of leather and that. So those are the 4 for our brain sucker. We got our brain suckers done. That is the 4 brain suckers I need to have done for Monday. I think Monday the 3 enemies we fight, lots of D&D talk, this is true. I think the ones we are going to be fighting is the brain suckers, and then I think like the church giants or the church servants, and then the eternal guys from it in the next campaign mission. But of course, like I said, if anything else jumps out of the woodwork, I probably might not have it painted because I don't know the story that's coming along with this. So, which is cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's it. I think that's all I got for. Thank you very much for everyone joining. This is a fantastic time to have all of you on. I really enjoy being able to do these live streams and being able to hang out with everybody. It's super, super fun. So you should be safe from the brain sucker, right? Yep, I'm super safe from them. And we learned that the 5 shades of brown that Baron has, they have leather, mud, and coffee with cream. Very true. My coffee cup is actually over there. I can see it from here. My coffee cup is over there. That's where it is. That's the deal. But anyway, I digress. So just thank you everyone again. This is it. Another wonderful painting episode. I have so much fun doing these. We'll be getting to more of these. Sorry, it's been I think about a week or so, or maybe even 2 since I got into one of these. I have a lot of other cool things I'd like to get painting. My gaming group is starting to paint the Lord of the Rings. We're going through one of the missions in Lord of the Rings, and so I need to paint up. I want to get their figures painted up. I don't have them painted up. I also want to get up some of the trolls painted up for that as well. So it's another thing we're thinking about. My Patreon tonight is actually the ones that decided on what we were painting tonight. I asked if they wanted to see Bard Song or some more of my Bloodborne, and they voted in Bloodborne. So that's one thing I'm really happy for, because not only that, I have these ready to go for Monday. And I'm going to get back to Bard Song. I do have some of the miniatures here. I'd like to get those painted up as well. I think it'll be a lot of fun. You missed... Just missed you. Hope you're all good. Probo, you just missed it. We're just signing off. I'm so sorry you missed it. But thank you for jumping on, at least saying hi. It's super good to see you. Thank you for joining. Thanks for having the stream, Baron. Appreciate all the best. Yes, of course. Why is coffee all the way over there? You're drinking through... Yes, I am drinking through telekinesis. Actually, I have it hooked up in the IV in me somewhere. No, I don't have it like that. Good night, everyone. Be well, and don't touch the gloss. Yes, the gloss on my guys here. I'm not going to touch I can touch them now. Can't wait for the next one. This was fun. Someday I'll join. Yes, I'd like to start having people join me. I think Lacuta Gaming is going to join us at one of these. I'm going to have William join me for one. I think it'll be lots of fun. Night, everyone. Catch you all later. And good stuff. Have a great night. Yes, thank you, Powell. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We have some fun stuff coming up in the future, and I'm excited to do that. Next live thing will be our game of Bloodborne. And that's about it. I'm going to keep on babbling otherwise, so I'm just going to sign off here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're excited to see what comes out for our next painting video, our next live video, or anything else on my channel, then of course I need you to meet me at the table. And you can even meet me at the painting table now too. Thank you all so much for being here. It's so fun to have you all. Have a great and wonderful day or night or whenever you do get a chance to watch this. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.